Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the officials for tonight's match. The referee is Danielle Chesky. The first assistant is Jeffrey Skinner. The second assistant is Amokar Sikaju. And the fourth official is Ian McKay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Washington Spirit and your Boston Breakers. Tonight, the teams are accompanied by their sidekicks from Bedford Youth Soccer, Pentucket Youth Soccer, and our birthday guests, Ava, Caitlin, Abby, Fallon, Kenzie Avery, and our honorary captain, A.B. Davis. And now the starters for tonight's match. First for the Washington Spirit. On defense, number 2, Catherine Reynolds. On defense, number 4, Megan Oyster. At midfield, number 6, Angel Salem. At midfield, number 8, Diana Matheson. On defense, number 11, Allie Krieger. On defense, number 12, Josephine Chukwanya. At forward, number 14, Francisca Ortega. In goal, number 18, Kelsey. At forward, number 19, Crystal Dunn. On defense, number 23, Tori Huster. On defense, number 24, Estelle Johnson. The head coach of the Washington Spirit is Mark Parsons. Assistant coaches Lloyd Yaxley, Katie Jo Spisak, and Haley Siegel. And now the starters for your Boston Breakers. In goal, number 1, Alyssa Nair. On defense, number 3, Lauren Lazo. On defense, number 5, Cassie Coleman.
From Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium on the campus of Harvard University in Boston, it's time for NWSL Soccer. Tonight is the home finale for the Boston Breakers as they take on the Washington Spirit. Hello everybody and welcome to Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium alongside my broadcast partner, former Boston Breaker Catherine Donnelly. I'm Scott Sudikoff, glad you are with us on this Saturday evening, and as mentioned, the home finale here for the Breakers, final home game of the year. Sold out crowd expected to be on hand here in Boston. And Catherine, the fans coming into the game today, obviously looking for a Boston win, but they do get to see a very talented Washington team that's been having a very good 2015 season.
Yeah, it'll be a good way to end things at home, especially if Boston can try and get a win for their fans tonight. Another close to sold out crowd here tonight. So last chance for the Breakers to try to make a statement at home and turn things around here tonight. Yeah,
the Breakers have not won a game since the end of May and trying to finish off the final 4 games of the 2015 strong. And again, Washington comes in 7-4-3 right now, 3rd place in the NWSL in prime position for a playoff spot, potentially a top 2 playoff spot to host a game in the playoffs. Taking a look at the players to watch in this one, and for Washington, the player that has been really the big difference for them this year, and the reason why they are at the top of the standings is Crystal Dunn.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 19 for Washington. She has just been on fire lately. She leads the league with 12 goals. She also has 2 assists. She scored 7 of the last 10 Spirit goals so far. Last game, she scored a first half hat trick. I believe that is a record for the league, and that earned her 4th NWSL Player of the Week honor. So Boston is going to try and have to try and find a way to slow her down tonight.
Yeah, she is on pace to potentially break Kim Little's record from last year, NWSL record of 16 goals a year ago. On the Boston side, we look at the player that in goals. She's scored in each of the last 2 games, and she definitely loves playing in front of her home crowd here in Boston.
Absolutely. Also number 19, we'll take a look at Christy Mewis, the hometown favorite, like you said. She has a career-high 6 goals, including a penalty kick goal just on Wednesday. But 5 of her 6 goals have been at home this year, and she also leads the league in shots with 74. So we'll definitely continue to see her take chances in her last match tonight at home.
So the Breakers will look to pick up a win in their final home game of the season. Meanwhile, Washington has been strong over its last 10 games with 5 wins and 3 draws. They look to stay hot. The starting lineups in the opening kickoff coming up next here in Boston. The NWSL is proudly sponsored by Nike, by Coppertone, and by Mango. Boston Breakers soccer is brought to you by Steward Healthcare, the exclusive title sponsor of the Boston Breakers. Workout World New England, the official sleeve sponsor of the Breakers. Katz Sports Performance Center, the official performance training provider of the Breakers. CIP Insurance, visit www.askcip.com. TCG Network Services, a proud partner and the official IT services provider of the Boston Breakers. We Got Soccer. We Got Soccer is proud to partner with the Boston Breakers for the 2015 season. Welcome back to Boston. A sellout crowd expected here at Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium. The home finale for the Boston Breakers as they take on the Washington Spirit. Along with Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff. Let's grab a look at the starting 11 for the Washington side. Of course, we talked about Crystal Dunn in the open. Allie Krieger in the starting lineup today for Washington. And you see Kelsey Weiss making the start in goal. Ashlyn Harris was scheduled to start, but a late scratch just 10 minutes ago, getting word that Ashlyn Harris will not play today due to illness. Spirit coached by Mark Parsons, as you see Weiss there in the huddle with Washington. She will now make her 10th start of the year. Does have 3 shutouts on the year. And now on the Boston side, you see that Kaya Simon is back in the starting lineup, as is Rafina. Christy Mewis, the Breakers' leader in goals with 6, makes another start. And of course, Alyssa Nair will be in goal for Tom Durkin and the Boston Breakers as she now makes her 9th start of the year. Breakers will be in the home blue, you see, with the blue shorts and the blue socks. Look at Katie Shepford there in the middle as she appears yet again for the Breakers. This will be game number 80, I believe it is, for Shepford in Breakers blue. And Washington will be in the white tops, blue shorts, and white socks. And they will have possession first, moving left to right when we get underway in just a couple of moments. The Spirit in 3rd place in the NWSL, 7-4-3 with 24 points. Coming off a 3-1 for Houston last Saturday. All 3 goals from number 19 right there in the middle of your screen, Crystal Dunn, a first half hat trick. Breakers trying to bounce back from Wednesday's tough loss out in Portland. And losing here last Saturday, a 1-goal affair with Seattle. We are underway in Boston. Glad you're with us. One of 2 games on the NWSL schedule tonight. About an hour from now, FC Kansas City hosting Western New York. Second and final meeting of the season between these two teams. They won back the final game break on June the 6th down in Maryland. Maddie Evans had the game 2 minutes after Amanda DaCosta had given the Spirit the lead in that one.
That was Evans' first professional goal as well, and Amanda DaCosta, of course, a former Boston Breaker, so.
Former teammate of Catherine Donnelly back in 2012 here in Boston. So the Breakers defense have a very tough task with Crystal Dunn. The 12 goals on the year. Good play by Pathman and worked that one loose up the sideline, and now it finally goes out of bounds completely for a Breakers throw. Pathman in for Stephanie McCaffrey. Marked there by Josephine Chukwanya. McCaffrey taps it wide for Pathman, looking for a cross with the left foot. In the middle of the box, the header. Rafina trying to settle, now looks for a shot, blocked up in the air. Second ball, and taken by the Spirit. They clear the area for the time being. Pathman trying to keep it alive. And then kicked ahead by Tori Huster.
I love that Pathman's still trying to get involved early on this game. I know a lot of people could say after the Portland game she might want to reserve to start things off here tonight, but...
That's Crystal Dunn.
Oh, no.
Got tied up a bit there, now it's down. And there are a lot of Washington fans right now who have some butterflies in their stomach, hoping that Crystal Dunn gets right back up and...
Pointed to her ankle, it looks like there. Let's take a look at the replay.
And actually, I may have just scared a bunch of fans here. It's
No.
not Crystal Dunn. I apologize. Very sorry. Not that it doesn't matter if Francisco Ortega gets hurt or not, but it's Francisco Ortega, 14, not 19. She's up. All is well.
All right.
And I'm sorry.
Everyone was so quick to rush around her, you couldn't really tell anyways.
So Ortega is up and okay. Crystal Dunn is up ahead of the play, and she's fine.
19 and 14 look the same.
That's what I'll tell myself.
Yeah.
Here's Allie Krieger for the Spirit. And she'll drop it all the way back to Kelsey Weiss. Who's making her 10th starting goal, 24-year-old from Coral Springs, Florida. Does have 4 wins on the year and 3 shutouts. A 1.44 goals against average for Weiss. Taken by Diana Matheson. Getting it back from Tori Huster, along with Dunn there in the corner, and it's sent out of bounds by the Breakers. By Cassie Kallman. Kallman back alongside Julie King at the center back position after King had to sit out Wednesday's game after the 2 yellow cards last Saturday against Seattle. Krieger's header towards the middle of the field looking for Dunn. Dunn staying with it. It comes loose and a shot and a save by Nair.
Good opportunity for Washington there early. Just she got a little bit more on that. Could have been 1-0 Washington already, but.
So Ortega with that shot attempt. She does have 2 goals on the year, as well as a couple assists for the Spirit. Just about 4 minutes in. Throw in coming from Rafina, still looking for her first goal in a Breakers uniform. But a couple of games at the World Cup for Brazil, and was probable on the injury report today with a right ankle sprain. So we'll have to monitor that as things go along today.
Yeah, she's definitely due for a goal.
Out of bounds, it'll be a Boston throw here as Chukwanya was trying to sell it and keep it in for Washington. Quick restart by the Breakers. Kaya Simon back in the lineup after missing a couple of games. Right hamstring strain. Doesn't have the hamstring wrap today during the game. Cleared out by Chukwanya. Kallman with the header, looking to go to King. Bounces to her. Try to keep it away from Dunn. Dunn does not make it easy as Nair has to clear it away.
Like a flag was up early there, offsides maybe.
So offside Boston as Megan Oyster restarts play for the Spirit. Huster trying to go wide, and it does connect with Matheson. Gets by Pathman to the near post, and Nair there to cover it up with Dunn Bearing right down on her.
Touch and service there, just driving that low, but of course Alyssa Nair was right there to save it.
Taken back by Dunn. Kallman on her. Brock blocks down the cross, but that will go out of bounds. A corner kick for the first time today will go to Washington. And the third and final goal, the hat trick for Crystal Dunn last week, came off a header. So the Spirit set up for the corner kick as we enter the 7th minute of play.
Breakers with 6 players in the box.
Far post header goes over the crossbar.
Looks like she was kind of wide open there, just headed it over, but can't leave her wide open like that if you're Boston.
So Megan Oyster with that attempt there. She's played every single second of the Washington season. 22-year-old defender from Naperville, Illinois. Almost put home her first goal of the year. Chested down by Angela Salem with some space. Threads it through, connecting with Ordega. Ordega now takes the shot, and Nair the kick save at the post.
Once again, Nair keeps Boston alive here with an incredible leg save there. Just so athletic.
She's only playing in her 9th game of the year, but she's 3rd in the league in saves. Brittany Cameron from Sky Blue is far and away the leader in saves. McCaffrey runs onto it on the far sideline. Marked there by Catherine Reynolds. Cross. It goes over the head of Weiss, stays in bounds, and now she grabs it.
Washington just slowing things down here, keeping possession in their end. Not forcing anything here. Neither team afraid to play back to their keeper, though. It's good to see that trust.
Here on the near side, Krieger drops it back. Oyster has her pass intercepted by Mewis. Mewis with a left foot long shot, bounces it into Weiss. Early shot there from Mewis.
Yeah, like I said earlier when we spotlighted her, she's had 5 of her 6 goals at home this season. She's definitely not afraid to shoot it. Of course, she leads the league in shots and is, I think, 2nd in the league with shots on goal. So her last home game, Christy Mewis, she'll definitely be trying to take some shots and see if she can get one last one at home tonight.
Simon settles it. And we'll play it back for Nair. And Nair just dreading some traffic waiting here. And now we'll send it forward. Bouncing around the center circle, Matheson's header. Taken by Schepfer for the Breakers. Drops it back for King. Now back Schepfer. Coming here to the near side. Pathman runs onto it. Pathman with a left foot. Serving it towards the top of the box. Nobody home for the Breakers. And Weiss will take the rolling ball.
And there's the long ball from Washington, but goes out of bounds.
So throw in coming here from Molly Pathman.
Soccer fans, please join us in welcoming our Pole Kids for tonight's match from Medford Youth Soccer.
Krieger in the middle of the field. Played back now. Spirit 7-4-3. Just 1-4-1 on the road, though. They've made their mark at home this year. 6 wins, no losses, and 2 draws. Taken by Rafina momentarily there, and then back from Estelle Johnson. Served over the halfway line is Julie King, back in the lineup after missing Wednesday's game due to suspension. Rafina for Simon. There with McCaffrey now. McCaffrey with the speed, cross, and couldn't get it towards the post, but it was deflected out of bounds, so it will be a corner kick for the first time for Boston.
And of course, we have Christy Mewis on the kick here tonight. She is 5th in the league for corner kicks with 44, so this makes 45 on the season for Mewis.
Yeah, the penalty kick score on Wednesday at Portland. Had the goal here, a header against Seattle last Saturday. Into it with her left foot. King trying for the header. Weiss diving. She can't make the save. Goal for Julie King.
What a header for King there. And her first game back, like you said, from her red card, just trying to redeem herself a little bit. Looked like that was a play call for Boston, and King does a good job of putting that away and doing exactly what she was supposed to be doing.
Second goal of the season for King, her 3rd career goal. Had one very early this year against Houston. And off the corner kick, able to go up and over Catherine Reynolds, just by the diving left hand of Kelsey Weiss. 1-0 Breakers in the 12th minute.
It's nice to see the excitement back on the Boston side, getting some goals here at home, and especially, like I said, for Julie King. That must have been nice for her after her red card last home game to redeem herself a little bit.
This is the first time the Breakers have had a lead in a match in the last 600 minutes of action.
It's crazy, but
1-0 Breakers here in the 13th minute. They've had a lot of times where they've fallen behind, come back to tie, but have never been able to get over the hump. And able to score first here today.
And a Breakers goal by King, assisted by Mewis in the 12th minute.
Goal kick here from Alyssa Nair. For Mewis, just her first assist of the season. Especially with all those corner kicks.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
Surprising number. Foul going here on Boston.
Corner kicks and just long shots with rebounds. And
be sure to use the hashtag BreakersTV on Twitter to get in contact with us here in the broadcast booth. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Any questions or comments, send them our way, hashtag BreakersTV. We thank everybody that's participated in that all season long, especially over the last couple of games where we've had record numbers of tweets, record numbers of viewers, and we've had sellout crowds now here in Boston the last 2 games.
And your last chance to do it.
Last chance of the season.
Last home game for Scott and I.
Here's Allie Krieger connecting with Matheson. Pathman gets there and blocks it down.
Nice read.
Staying in bounds for the time being. And then Matheson tapped it out, so it'll be a goal kick here for Boston. So
Well
good
played,
play by
yeah,
Pathman.
Definitely.
You mentioned some struggles that she had on Wednesday. It's really the team had a lot of struggles in Portland with those 3 second-half goals in the first 6 minutes, I think it was.
First 4 minutes.
First 4 minutes,
Yeah.
just bombardment.
So that's definitely a concentration for Boston tonight to clean things up on the defensive end, especially with the return of Julie King, the captain, trying to lead things back there and see if they can pull off a full 90 minutes together here tonight.
Angela Salem, as it goes now back, Estelle Johnson will run onto it, 27-year-old defender from Colorado, making her 13th start of the year. On that far side of the field, Lauren Lazo steals it away. And the Breakers trying to counter now. Long pass ahead, way too far out in front of McCaffrey as it rolls in the box for Weiss.
Can hear Washington coach telling them to get wide, spread things out, get wide. Not any rush here, just keeping possession, playing their game.
Mark Parsons, who took over as the head coach for the Spirit on July 1st of 2013, made the playoffs a year ago, losing in the semifinals to Seattle, and now this year currently in third place, right in there in the mix, of course. Mewis. To her left, leads her forward. McCaffrey trying to go by Dunn. That's a nice matchup there. And good job by Weiss to cut that one off, because I believe that went off of Dunn last.
Yeah, she was just trying to get a corner kick off of that, but Washington keeps possession here.
Salem with a long ball. Lazo gets to it first for Boston. Dangerously there to the top of the box, and Nair reading it, able to clear it away.
Again, there's that trust with their goalkeeper back there. She's a good one to trust, but that's a little close for comfort on Melissa Nair.
And that'll be a Boston throw there. Rafina. It'll be Lazo to throw it in.
So Lazo is back on the outside right position. I know Coach Durkin has been playing with the back line the past couple games with Maddie Evans subbing in there a little bit, but Lazo is back on the right outside back position.
Lazo had her first professional goal a couple of games ago at Sky Blue. Ball switched here to the near side to Chukwanya. A lot of space. Trying to go to the top for Dunn. Got deflected back, kept away from Krieger. And now Simon.
Nice turn there.
Turns away from Salem.
She's trying to look for someone open. Can't really find any of her teammates.
And has McCaffrey to run onto it. Mewis in the box, as is Simon now. McCaffrey looking for the cross. It goes off the hands of Weiss. Simon, and it's tapped in. I'm not sure if Simon got the final touch on it, but
she wanted to make sure it went in.
It was Mewis.
Yep.
And it's 2-0 Boston.
And there's that combo up top of Mewis, Simon, and McCaffrey, that we were looking for, see if they could get something going. It was unfortunate when Simon got her injury because that momentum slowed down, but here is a perfect example of what Boston is hoping for with the three of them up top. McCaffrey with her nice footwork, sending a cross in. Simon there. Simon puts it away. 2-0 Boston.
Not even sure if Mewis had a touch there. It may have been a Washington player. Then Simon tapping it in at the end.
Either way, they'll take it.
2-0 Breakers. The goal coming in the 18th minute. King runs into Dunn there. Play continuing as it rolls over the end line. It'll be a goal kick. So from that replay, it looks like it will be a Kaya Simon goal.
Which would be her second this season back with Boston.
And her first here at home since coming back to the Breakers. Sorry, it'd be Simon's second goal here at home. Both goals have come here at home.
Yeah.
For Kaya. 2-0 Breakers. Goals in the 12th minute and 18th minute. Still waiting official scoring on that goal there. Tough to tell, so it looked as if it went off the hand of Weiss. Let's get a good low angle here. It goes off of Weiss, then Krieger, then Simon may have
either way it was going in,
over
but
the line
Simon
completely.
definitely got a touch, I think. But
It's either going to be an own goal to Ali Krieger or a goal for Kaya Simon.
a couple of own goals the Boston's gotten away with this year. I think that might be the third one.
Remember, Carly Lloyd had an own goal here back in the second game of the year overall, the first home game. Breakers were the beneficiaries of a own goal on Wednesday against Portland. If I had a vote, I'd give the goal to Kaya Simon, though, for the final tap-in.
Her first goal at home came her first game back with Boston this year, so just a couple weeks ago, and then she was out with a hamstring injury, I believe, the past 2 games. So must feel good for her to get one back if it is credited to her. Either way.
Matheson, one touch, Dunn trying to run onto it, battling with the bigger Kallman. Keeps it away from her. Touches it back to her right. and still with it. Chukwandia, middle of the field, Salem. Trying to go right up the middle, and King clears it away from the top of the box. Mentioned again, the Spirit only one win on the road this year, 1-4-1.
And it's been a while since they've headed out on the road. I think 3 weeks since their last away game.
July the 3rd, a 3-0 shutout loss at Kansas City. And an offside will be called here on the Spirit. A lot of people checking in already on the hashtag Breakers TV.
Fans from all over watching tonight. It's awesome.
We have a fan from Holland who's tuning in, cheering for the Spirit. Fan from Scotland. We have Ashley from Scotland rooting for Washington.
Breakers goal.
We have the Lazo fans and family watching from Tennessee, rooting for the Breakers, I will assume, and for Lauren Lazo, obviously.
That's a Breakers goal by Simon.
They do give the goal to Kaya Simon, officially in the 18th minute. So her second since she's returned to the Breakers. She had 3 goals in the World Cup for Australia. Pair of game winners out of those 3, including a round of 16 game winner over Brazil, 1-0. Lazo steals it away and then draws a foul.
On behalf of the Boston Breakers players and staff, we would like to wish a very happy birthday to Ava Salvador, Avery Porter, Fallon Ryan, Abby Newman, McHugh, Dixie Friedman, and Charlotte Hill.
Good tweet here from Becca on hashtag Breakers TV. The only reason I'm watching Boston versus Washington is because the NWSL rules and Christy Mewis is the bomb. Then she says, go Red Stars. Those are pretty good reasons to watch.
Support all over
Supporting.
the
So we thank Becca for checking in on Twitter using the hashtag Breakers TV. As we work here, the 23rd minute with Catherine Donnelly. I'm Scott Sudikoff. Home finale for the Breakers. And in front of a sellout crowd, they put 2 goals on the board, the 12th minute and 18th minute. Julie King, followed by Kaya Simon. After today, 3 final games on the road for the Breakers. They do have a couple of weeks off, though, before the next matchup at Kansas City on August 22nd. Mewis takes the turnover into space, wide McCaffrey. She set up the last goal from the opposite side. And McCaffrey gets tripped up, stays with the ball. And
fans not happy there.
Playing it on the ground there looked like a foul on Boston. Got to work against Josephine Chukwania, who was playing in just her 2nd game with the Spirit. Dunn turns it up to the middle of the field. And now we'll get it wide to Ordega. Ordega chips it into the box. Huster going after it. So is Nair. And then Huster just trying to deflect it off of Nair. Looks to have done it. And it will be a corner.
You can hear the fans aren't too happy with that. Nair doesn't think that should have been a corner kick either, but nonetheless.
Good job by Tori Huster.
Yeah, good effort.
Taking advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely.
She just got the dribble out of bounds and they gave a corner kick. It looked like the arrow made the call. I didn't have an angle on it. Yeah, but he's standing right there.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
He literally just dribbled around. Hey, you two, want to help him out? You can't stand right there and miss that goal.
So corner coming here for the Spirit. Off the foot of Angela Salem. Oyster the header. And it gets played away from Dunn. Rafina decided to pull it back instead of break forward, and then it goes out of bounds off of Washington. Quick throw in coming here for the Breakers. Back and forth it goes, down for Krieger. Krieger.
Nice ball.
A lot of room there, Matheson. further in for Dunn, but Dunn wasn't
Quite
there in
ready.
time.
Workout World is proud to be partners with your Boston Breakers.
Good up top there.
Workout World is doing
They can definitely be dangerous.
Plans start as low as $10 a month with no
Nair on the goal kick for Boston here.
WowNoteland.com.
Lazo gives to Rafina. Sideline now surveying the field. Switching it to the near side. Bounces a couple times for Mewis, who settles it down with her left foot. Mewis, good left-right go by. Chukwanya, now Simon. Simon into the box, and McCaffrey wasn't ready for it, and Weiss gobbles up the play. Oyster, who had a good chance at a goal earlier on a goal kick, sent a header up over the crossbar. Slipping down there, Lazo. And now kept it away from Houston. Back over the halfway line, Estelle Johnson. Going to the near side, Oyster. Oyster with McCaffrey for Dunn there, and a good defense by Pathman. Schepfer, and that will roll all the way to Weiss. It looked like Simon pulled up thinking she might be offside.
She might have been good to go though, but she pulled back a little bit.
Now we have some fans tuning in from Australia watching the game as well. And Matheson and Krieger trying to go connect there up the sideline, but Krieger's pass did not work out. Throw in from Pathman. Amy Barzik drops it off for King. We're in the 28th minute. Goals in the 12th minute by Julie King and the 18th minute by Kaya Simon have the Breakers on top 2-0. Krieger fights her way by Mewis. And now Huster. Huster got a step, had it knocked away from behind. It finds Dunn though. Dunn trying to go 1-on-3, got a shot off that gets deflected wide. And 1-on-3 should be no problem for Crystal Dunn after the 1-on-5 goal she had last week. That started her first half hat trick. She scored in the 28th, 36th, and then in the 46th minute against Houston. 46th minute, but first half, so 45 plus 1.
Pretty impressive. And like I said before, I believe that is a league record or a league first to have a hat trick scored in the first half like that.
Ortega keeps it alive along the end line, trying to get to Huster. Huster can't settle and shoot, cleared away by Coleman. Spirit trying to keep the pressure on. Chukwanya with the right foot to the far post. Going up is Huster, colliding with King. And it goes off of Huster, goal kick for Alyssa Nair. Huster's been very active. 25-year-old midfielder from Cincinnati, Ohio.
So please stick around.
Second consecutive sellout at Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium to wrap up the home season for the Breakers. And trying to end the home season with the victory before finishing off the season with 3 games on the road. Huster tried to turn and had a collision there with King. It looks like she got hit up high in the mouth or the face, and she's down.
Trying to shake it off here.
Now back up on her feet, you see. Talking to our referee today, Danielle Chesky. Got the tail end of that, here it is. Kind of turned into the shoulder of Julie King. Ortega battling there 1-on-2. Schepfer can't control it. Salem trying to go back to Ortega, racing with King, and King was going to win the race, and then as it goes over the end line, so a goal kick for Nair.
The Boston Breakers would like to acknowledge the following groups attending tonight's match. East Bridgewater High School Soccer.
This is the Washington team that came into the game today having allowed 19 goals on the year. Of course, now up to 21 with the 2 goals scored by the Breakers so far.
Pride Ice Hockey Team. Our Boston Breakers Academy players and families. Our Boston Breakers host families.
McCaffrey, gotta go with the quick throw in there on the far sideline. Bounces it in for Rafina. Rafina with the left foot has it blocked. Oyster. Given a lot of space here, she'll take her time. As Huster comes back, near side, Chukwanya. Here's Krieger. Feeds it along for Dunn. One touch trying to go back to Krieger, running up onto it. And then Dunn just able to win the ball back. Yeah. Speedy and strong is Crystal Dunn. 4-time player of the week in the NWSL this year. And a league high 12 goals. Huster popped it up in the air, headed by Schepfer. And staying in the air.
Boston just having some trouble clearing this all the way out. Washington doing a good job of keeping it, of course.
Matheson gets it to Krieger, who overlaps, drops it back Matheson. Matheson with the space for the service, headed out by King. Salem trying to keep it alive. Kalina there with Simon. Comes back to Oyster in the center circle, and it's taken away by McCaffrey. And then McCaffrey, some contact there. The legs getting tripped up, and the foul will be called on Oyster. It will be a yellow card. So maybe had a jersey tug as well to go along with the legs being tangled up.
Right, and you could argue she was trying to slow down a potential breakaway there, so that calls for a yellow card, and obviously she was trying to slow down McCaffrey's speed up top.
Start of the season on Megan Oyster. Now Simon, McCaffrey, and Mewis and Rafina up near the top of the box right now as Coleman sends it to the top. Mewis trying to go for the header. Could not get up as a bit of a collision. Krieger. In the center circle, Salem. Going back and forth with Oyster. Salem, long ball at the sideline. Matheson settles it down. Pathman marking her. And Pathman able to win the battle there, get the goal kick. So good bounce back game for Molly Pathman. As we play here the 34th minute. 12th minute goal, Julie King, a header off a corner kick. 18th minute, Kaya Simon. A goal that was set up on a cross from the right side by Stephanie McCaffrey that went off the hand of the keeper, Kelsey Weiss. Then Allie Krieger, who was trying to clear it away, sent it towards the goal. Then Kaya Simon put the finishing touch on it over the line. Matheson going against Coleman. Dunn. One touch right back to Matheson. Fed through to Dunn. She's onside. Dunn with the shot, trying to go to the right top corner. It hit the outside of the goal. Well, she had to be a pinpoint with that shot attempt there. Not a lot of room to shoot it. But she's one of those players, if she gets the ball, it's, you don't want to blink. Keep your eyes wide open.
Picks her head up. I think she has the near post. Probably should, I don't know. Could have gone far post there, but if that went in, would have been pretty impressive.
McCaffrey gets the ball. McCaffrey on her right. Back for Schepfer, trying to tee one up. And the defense from behind broke it up just in time. As Ortega coming from behind broke up that play. If not, we would have saw a right foot bomb off the foot of Schepfer. Chukwanya bouncing towards the top of the box, and Coleman shielding off Dunn to let Nair grab it.
Close one there.
Good job by Coleman, just stopped. let Dunn run into her.
Of course, Kallman is one of 2 players left on Boston, as well as Molly Pathman, to have started all 16 games and played every minute of those games. I think they might actually be the only 2 players in the league who played every minute of every game.
Yeah, right there at the top of the minutes played leaders, of course, as the ball will go back to Boston here in the 36th minute. Washington has won 5 of its last 10 games, 3 draws as well, so just 2 losses in the last 10 for the Spirit. Currently in 3rd place. Finished in 4th a year ago, losing to the number 1 seed Seattle in the semifinals. Looking for back-to-back trips to the playoffs. And this will be a Boston throw. Mewis coming over to do the honors. Breakers will finish out the season at Kansas City, Seattle, and Houston after today's home finale. McCaffrey to Pathman. Moving up towards the corner, knocked away by Chukwandia. Thrown back in towards Mewis. Mewis stays with it against Krieger, comes back to Pathman along the end line. The cross to the far post. Rafina can't settle it down and cleared out. And then back behind the play, Chukwandia is down and slow to get up. She got tangled up, I believe, with Mewis.
Yeah.
She's back up on her feet, rejoining the play as the Breakers try to keep the pressure on Barzik. Into the corner, Pathman trying to get to it in time, but cannot do so. Goal kick coming here for Kelsey Weiss.
Again, there's that impressive effort from Pathman to continue making that run. She's everywhere tonight. There she is with the cross. Another close chance for Boston.
And Rafina inside the 6 there. Still looking for that first goal of her Breakers career. Well, I think this is the first time we've had the combo of Simon, Mewis, Rafina, and McCaffrey together.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
At least here at home for sure.
It's a good combo, speed, skill, size.
Rafina with some skill there. Simon can't get the header on it. Mewis going after it, and then at the top of the 6 gets taken down, and bad looking fall there. It looked like her leg got trapped for a moment, so it's good to see her right back up.
Yeah, locked on that shot, but probably hurt a lot more than she's making it look right now. She bounces right back up. She does a good job picking her head up there and finding Mewis on the far post. And Mewis does a great job just trying to get a one-touch shot off on her left foot. Her rocket shot, but it's still a good settled, nice shot to the far post there.
Luckily, that left foot of Mewis didn't get caught
right
underneath the body there. It just got rolled up on for a second, but she was able to pull it away before anything more serious could have happened there. Julie King. Salem will drop it back. Estelle Johnson for Megan Oyster. Julie King and Kaya Simon, the goal scorers for the Breakers here tonight. Looking for their first win since May the 30th, which is a 1-0 win over Kansas City here at Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium. As Lazo plays it for Nair, runs up onto it, clears it up to the far sideline. Kept in bounds there. One could argue that the World Cup break maybe is what stopped the momentum for the Breakers, because before that, they had had 2 wins in 4 games, but the other 2 games were draws. And since then, though, just the 1 draw against Chicago with a lot of red L's on my schedule here on my chart. Matheson got by Pathman towards Dunn, and Kallman able to break it up. Bad pass up the middle, though. Krieger Back to the foot of Mewis. McCaffrey turns with some space, heading towards Oyster and Johnson. And then Oyster able to knock it away. Krieger over the halfway line. Dunn making a run. And that's offside. Pathman just pulled up knowing that the pass hadn't been let go yet. And clear offside there on Crystal Dunn.
No listener taking the kick here. Washington winning that header, but Shepard there for Boston.
Rafina used her speed, try to get to the outside against Catherine Reynolds. Double team comes and be a throw in for Boston. One of two games on the schedule tonight. Western New York taking on FC Kansas City in about 20 minutes from now.
Stays in there.
Back to get it. And we'll use Nair. Breakers with all three of their wins this season here at home. Pathman with Chukwanya. It'll be a Pathman throw for the Breakers. Quickly back in. Simon settles it down to her left foot. Pathman serves it with the left foot. Mewis couldn't get the foot on it. Comes all the way down to Rafina. Rafina will put it up over the crossbar.
Nice quick touch and a shot there, but just goes over the crossbar there. I'm liking the dynamic we're seeing up top for Boston tonight. Definitely more chances they're taking.
We've seen results immediately with 2 first-half goals for the Breakers, and early goals have not really been Boston's specialty out of the goals that they have scored. You can see playing with a lot more confidence in this first half. It is the 6th time they've scored first in a game. They've won 3 of the prior 5 occurrences. Will go on Rafina here for the Breakers in the 44th minute. Oyster into the box. Knocked away, cleared away. All the way back towards the halfway line. Here's Oyster. Over the line now, Krieger. Here's sideline, Chukwanya. Matheson with space in the midfield. Her pass just off target looking for Huster, and now Simon trying to turn it upfield. Sending a long ball, but McCaffrey angling left toward the sideline, right towards the middle.
Not a bad idea, but I think McCaffrey's probably just a little tired with 1 minute to go before stoppage time in the first half.
Matheson. 1-2 back to Matheson from Krieger. Along the end line, and good job. Pathman will clear it out of bounds on the sideline, save a corner kick. Barzik to McCaffrey as Oyster came up from behind there and knocked it back for Washington. Heading into extra time here in this first half of play.
Can hear Boston's assistant coach, Doc Simpson, telling midfielders to drop back. Don't want to give up one right before the half ends here.
Mewis. 1 minute of additional time here.
Indicated that the referee will be adding a minimum of 1 minute of additional time to the end of the first half.
This one will roll harmlessly. Back for Listenaire, who made a couple of early saves in this half, and
including a kicking save.
and got some help from her offense with 2 first-half goals. 12th minute, Julie King. 18th minute, Kaya Simon.
That all season long, Alyssa Nair has been keeping Boston alive, but she needs her offense to out, and they've done so this game so far, up 2-0 in the first half. Must be a nice feeling for her, as confident
Definitely
as
a
she is
different
back
feel.
there. Yeah,
Different feel.
as confident as she is back there, it's always nice to have a little bit of a safety cushion, which she hasn't had too much of. So
Again, this is the first lead that the Breakers have had this year in the past 600 minutes of play entering this game, and now they're up 2-0 as the whistle sounds to end the first half of play. So in the 12th minute, it was Julie King, a header off a corner kick. In the 18th minute, it was Kaya Simon, and the Breakers a 2-0 lead over the Washington Spirit. We'll take a break and be back with more in a moment here in Boston.
Hey Breakers fans, for your halftime entertainment, please direct your attention to the field for a one-of-a-kind 5-on-5 bubble ball soccer game presented by our friends from bubbleball.me. All right, it looks like our players are ready to go. Fans, please welcome the special guest referee for this bubble ball match, Cat Whitehill. Just a bit outside. Who's going to score our first goal? Will it be red or blue? Fans, the folks at bubbleball.me have a special discount offer for Breakers fans. You can book an event with the code BREAKERS15 for 15% off of the base package, but you must book by October 15th. Want to enter to win a free bubble? Here's how. You can post a photo from tonight's game on Facebook or Twitter. Follow us and tag at BubbleBallMe in the photo post. You can post the photo on Facebook and Twitter and follow us on both to be entered twice. You must post by Monday, August 10th, 2015 at midnight. We will announce them on Facebook at facebook.com/BubbleBallMe Tuesday morning, August 11th. Fans, let's hear it for our participants in the bubbleball.me 5-on-5 soccer game. Fans, you can visit nwslsoccer.com for all of your updated league information, team standings, and more. That's nwslsoccer.com. You can follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter or visit NikeSoccer.com for all your latest news and information on Nike Soccer products. The University Sports Complex, a partner of your Breakers, is the largest sports facility in all of New England. The facility boasts 8 regulation-sized basketball courts, a 132 by 4-yard indoor turf field. The university is home to various sports camps, fitness classes, adult sports leagues, youth sports leagues, birthday parties, and more. Visit www.theuhanover.com for more information. Workout World is proud to be partners with your Boston Breakers. WOW offers more, like free babysitting, free group X classes, and so much more. Plans start as low as $10 a month with no commitment. For more, visit WowNewEngland.com. TCG is a proud sponsor and the official IT services provider of your Boston Breakers. As a leading New England IT services provider and an active member of the community, TCG is very happy to support the Breakers each season. Check them out at www.tcgns.com or call 866-TCG-NETW for outstanding service.
The NWSL is proudly sponsored by Nike, by Coppertone, and by Mango. Boston Breakers Soccer is brought to you by Steward Healthcare, the exclusive title sponsor of the Boston Breakers. Workout World New England, the official sleeve sponsor of the Breakers. Cats Sports Performance Center, the official performance training provider of the Breakers. CIP Insurance. Visit www.askcip.com. TCG Network Services, a proud partner and the official IT services provider of the Boston Breakers. We Got Soccer. We Got Soccer is proud to partner with the Boston Breakers for the 2015 season. Welcome back to Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium. We hope everyone enjoyed the halftime presentation of bubble soccer here on the field. And in the first half, the Breakers with a pair of goals to lead Washington. The scoring started in the 12th minute off a corner kick. This header by Julie King, her second goal of the season, her third professional goal for the center back. The lineup today after being suspended for the match Wednesday at Portland. That made it 1-0 Boston in the 12th minute. And just about 6 minutes later, Stephanie McCaffrey setting up this score for the Breakers. The initial cross here off the hand of Kelsey Weiss, then Allie Krieger, but then Kaya Simon able to line finish things off. She picks up her second goal since returning to Boston. So just 18 minutes in, the Breakers had a 2-0 lead. Alyssa Nair doing her job on the other side with 3 saves, including that one, a kick save by the post there for one of her 3 saves of the first half of play. Each team had 3 shots on goal in the first half. Washington outshot Boston overall 7-6. Along with Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff. Glad you are with us on this Saturday evening, the final home game of the season for the Breakers, and looking to go out with a bang in front of the sellout crowd, a 2-0 lead. A beautiful night here in Boston as well. And again, we have to thank everybody watching the broadcast today. Record numbers again for a Breakers broadcast, and a record number of tweets coming into TV. We definitely apologize if we can't read yours off on the air, but there are hundreds coming in, so a little bit tough to get through all of them. You see Alyssa Nair heading back towards her goal line, the 3 saves in the first half. Have a tweet to #BreakersTV from Amanda as you take a look at the Washington huddle, Allie Krieger. She says the trouble with the NWSL is that she can never choose which team to root for because she loves them all. That's a good problem to have. We have another person tweeting in asking if they can have a date with Christy Mewis. We could try our best. We can try to set it up.
Put in a good word for you.
We'll put in a good word for you, but we can't promise anything. Washington will be making a change to begin the first half as Whitney Church will be coming onto the field to begin the second half of play. Number 5 coming onto the field right now, and she went in for Josephine Chukwanya, who was playing in just her second game for the Spirit. And Bailey, using the #BreakersTV, says, just shout me out for the heck of it. So, what's going on, Bailey?
Hi, Bailey.
Thanks for tuning in from Arizona.
Here we go, second half.
Second half is underway here in Boston. Breakers now go left to right.
Nice sunset setting the mood there.
So far, so good for the Breakers through 45 minutes in this home finale. The Spirit had troubles on the road, but overall over the last 10 games, 5 wins and 3 draws. So they have been playing very well, of course, all season long. Now we go out for a goal kick here for Washington as we are just underway in this second half of play. Diana Matheson taking it for the Spirit. Now back for Nair. And now we'll pick it up. Over the halfway line, Megan Oyster settles it down for the Spirit. We'll get it back now. Oyster, the seam, Trying to connect there with Dunn, but offside is done, so the ball goes back to the Breakers here. Nair
Just the one.
surveys before she sends it down the field. Bounces away from McCaffrey, taken by Salem. Salem looks back. Defensive player Estelle Johnson, who was forced all the way back by Kaya Simon along the sideline. Catherine Reynolds keeps it in. Bar for Dunn. Coleman with Dunn coming after her. Left foot up the sideline. Pathman. Ball's gone back and forth over the first couple of minutes of this second half. Goals in the first half from Julie King and Kaya Simon. The Breakers leading 2-0, 12th minute and 18th minute. Switching it here to the near side, coming for Reynolds. 27-year-old defender from California. Gives it up to Johnson. Johnson for Oyster. Just one substitution so far in this game. It was done by Washington as the half began. Whitney Church came out of the field for the Spirit, playing in her 12th game of the year. Her first game as playing as not a starter. That comes in as Nair slides down, makes the save. Dunn still with it. Another block down. Rebound kept out of the goal. Another try. And then that one was over the line, I think, initially. And then Washington definitely deposited it in. But I think even before that final chance, it went over the line before Nair knocked it away.
What a great effort by Nair, though, to try and keep that out of the net. But Washington was persistent with their players in the box and put one away. I think she made about 3 or 4 saves.
A lot of action there.
Yeah.
We'll have to queue up a replay to definitely see who scored the goal there.
There's your second.
Huster. So it looks like it may have been Huster. If not, that was Matheson at the end. So we don't know if it cleared the line for Huster.
Definitely went in on that second effort, though, so that's unfortunate for Nair that no one was there marking her.
Crystal Dunn, the first couple of opportunities.
So just like that, it's 2-1.
So the Spirit, very early, just 4 minutes into the half.
Sorry.
Matheson.
I was sure that was talked about in the locker room at halftime for Boston to make sure they didn't give one up in the first 5 minutes here. And I'm sure on the flip side, Washington was trying to get one early just to cut the lead in half here.
McCaffrey trying to get it back, couldn't get a shot off. Mewis. Service to the far post. Nobody home for the Breakers, and a goal kick for Kelsey Weiss.
Before the play, too, I was just going to say that play on either side was pretty calm. Both teams just keeping possession and not really forcing anything forward. And then Washington gets forward and makes the best of their opportunity. I always used to say, as I'm sure a lot of soccer fans have heard, 2-0 can be the scariest lead in a game. And there's why now the lead's cut in half and one more goal away from a tie if Washington puts one away.
So they're giving the goal to Diana Matheson there. The season in the 49th minute. The final touch there on that score. So Nair made at least 2 saves in that scramble and had a defensive save as well. And pretty much doing all they could do. And that foul going on Washington. Along the end line there, Crystal Dunn trying to set something up again.
Your attention, please. Would Connor Frederick please report to the merchandise table to claim your lost ID? Would Connor Frederick please report to the merchandise table to pick up your lost ID? Thank you.
So the Spirit right back in it with a 49th minute goal from Diana Matheson, her first of the season. And the lead cut in half, 2-1. Spirit looking for just their second win on the road this year. Breakers looking for their first win overall since May the 30th. Up the sideline, Reynolds kept it in a little bit there, but that'll be a throw-in for Boston. Lauren Lazo, the rookie out of Princeton, playing in her 12th game, making her 9th start. Rafina, a bad touch and then a bad pass. Matheson looking for a second, wide of the post. And they're saying it was deflected, so it's a corner kick. So the Spirit, chance to quickly tie this one up. They had a corner kick goal last week, a header by Crystal Dunn. Came on the opposite side of the field. That corner that set up the goal by Dunn last week. As Salem tees it up. Far post header, and Oyster put it up over the goal. Should say top of the box, not far post. Went right towards the middle there, and Oyster, second time they've tried to set up Oyster with a header that she sent high. Spirit, though, have definitely come out with a bit of momentum after the quick goal. And again, here come the Spirit, and that shot is wide. Done with another shot attempt. Gotta be careful with her. 12 goals in 14 games. So obviously not quite a goal per game, but pretty close. So you expect her to score at some point today. Granted, she did have 3 in one game last week. Shows how deadly she can be. Rafina gets pushed down from behind by Reynolds. I think they just called the ball out of bounds to Boston there. As Rafina will fix her socks. They did call the foul as Lazo plays it back.
You know, and Boston just has to be careful in general to hold on to this lead. It's rare for them going into the lead, but Washington's defense has only allowed 5 goals since the last time they played on June 6th, and I think they are the only team in the league who hasn't given up a goal in the final 15 minutes, so they definitely know how to close out a game. So Boston needs to be careful and try and put one away early in this half.
Huster across to the far post. Out of bounds for a goal kick, and Catherine, you're right with that stat. Minute on, the Spirit have not allowed a goal. So of course that's 20 minutes from now, but it just shows how the Washington defense is able to clamp down late in the game. If they can tie this one up before that mark, they'll put themselves in a good spot to come back and take a victory.
Especially with Krieger back there. They definitely know how to close out a game. So,
by the way, we have some people tuning in asking about Ashlyn Harris. She was slated to start this game, and about 10 minutes before kickoff was scratched due to illness. So that's why Kelsey Weiss is in goal tonight for the Spirit, making her 10th start of the season, as Pathman turns and fires that one out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Washington. Diana Matheson in the 49th minute has gotten the Spirit on the board here. After King and Simon both scored in the first 18 minutes of the game. 12th for King, 18th minute for Simon. And second goals of the season each for those players. For Matheson, her first goal of the year. So some goal scorers for both teams that haven't really been doing it all season, of course. In Simon's case, she's only playing in her 4th game back with the Breakers. And Julie King, of course, is center back, not really in the offense too much unless it comes from a corner kick, and she delivered with the header. Dunn, trying to get by Rafina, serves it down the middle. Ortega is offside. Lazo at the halfway line, gives it to Rafina, and it goes off the legs of Reynolds. Lazo to McCaffrey, using her body for space, but the double team comes from Krieger and is taken away by Round. Barzik heads it back into the offensive third for the Breakers. Mewis goes after it in the air, battling with Oyster. Second ball won by the Spirit. Huster to Ortega. Nice spin
Nice
by
turn.
Lazo. Schepfer coming over, trips her up. Ortega falls on the ball there. She's okay though, right back up. Foul on Boston.
Your attention, please, for Mike Erickson. Please report to the first.
Haven't gotten the attendance number just yet, but we were a sellout crowd coming in. Some standing room tickets were made available. As in the box, and a diving save by Nair. Crystal Dunn was trying to score her 13th, and you got to think that she thought she had it there.
Nair coming up big again for Boston. You could see her too, trying to get things going right after that save.
Ortega gets it to Dunn, and then that shot will go wide, picked up by Nair, by the post. So the Spirit oh so close to tying it. Crystal Dunn robbed by Nair. Breakers trying to counter now after it was almost just tied up. Mewis with the left foot towards the far post from her position. Comes down to Rafina along the end line. Gives it to Simon. Didn't get all of it. May have been deflected. Now sent out of bounds by Washington. So a throw for the Breakers. Schepfer pops it up far and deep. And this one will roll over the sideline. I'm going to guess that Schepfer did not intend for that much on that kick.
Turn to the same doctors who treat the stars of your Boston Breakers. The Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine Department at St. Elizabeth's Medical Center.
Dunn is a bit of a dummy there, let it go by, and
Call 617.
Breakers able to read it and take it back.
00 today.
Cassie Kallman to McCaffrey. McCaffrey trying to stay with it, had the advantage, then the foul called after she lost control. Foul on Angela Salem. See McCaffrey in her rookie season with the Breakers, 3 goals a year. Breakers' final home game of the season. Finish off with 3 games on the road: Kansas City, Seattle, and Houston. 3 teams are clearly in the hunt for a playoff spot. Of course, Washington currently in 3rd place, so the Breakers trying to play a bit of a spoiler down the stretch. Not mathematically eliminated are the Breakers, but they would need a ton of help to make their way up into the top 4. Just trying to do their part. Pick up 3 points here tonight. Pathman comes all the way back. Kallman keeps it away from Dunn for Julie King. King brings it to the near side. Lazo steps up for it, plays it right back. Substitution upcoming for Washington. Christine Nairn will be coming on. Rafina down on the ball. Foul was called on Boston, and Washington trying to quickly restart. They do get it to Dunn now. Dunn, 1 on about 4, and that'll go out. It'll be a substitution now for the Spirit as Nairn will come on. Second leading goal scorer for the Spirit with 5 on the year. First game today that she has not started. Now appearing in the 15th game of her season. Will come on for Tori Huster, who had some strong offensive chances in the first half. And may have had a goal here in the second half. But without the goal line technology, well, we might not ever know. They gave the goal to Diana Matheson as she finished it off and tapped it over the line. That'll be a goal kick for Alyssa Nair. In the 62nd minute, Breakers scored goals in the first half. 12th minute, Julie King. 18th minute, Kaya Simon. Diana Matheson the goal in the 49th minute for Washington. We've had 1 card in the game. It's a yellow to Washington's Megan Oyster back in the first half. Oyster with the ball right now. Keeps it away from Simon. Middle of the field, Nairn. Here comes Allie Krieger. Wide to Ortega, left-footed cross. Nairn trying to punch it away.
She does, I think.
Got enough of it to clear it away from the 6 into Mewis.
Too many white jerseys open on this near side. Boston needs to do a better job of getting everyone back and slowing their play down. But nice save by Nair again.
Simon runs into Oyster, and that foul has to be called there. Spirit with the quick restart as Kem Ezrique will be coming on for Boston in the next opportunity for the Breakers. Good turn up the field by Ortega, going with the pass. At the edge of the box, Ortega, right foot to the top. Nairn will take the shot. It's blocked by Kallman in the middle of the box. I think she turned her back right into it. Spirit trying to keep the pressure on. Out of bounds for a throw, and the Breakers will have the substitute come on, Kem Ezrique, make her 11th appearance of the season. Recently playing in the Pan Am Games for Canada, and then coming back to the Breakers. And Ezrique has seen time with the senior team. For the Canadian national team, it should comes on for Rafina here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Substitution for Boston in the 64th.
Ezrique on, 1 goal, 1 assist on the season for the 23-year-old.
With matches number 10, Rafina.
From Nova Scotia. Played collegiately at Michigan. '64th minute, 2-1 Breakers. With Catherine Donnelly, I'm Scott Sudikoff. The final home game of the season for the Breakers and our final broadcast here. Catherine and I for hashtag Breakers TV for the 2015 season. Reynolds. McCaffrey comes to her. We'll play it back for Estelle Johnson. Ezrique, the fresh legs. Let's try to see if Johnson made a mistake there. Shepard the header. Shepard back for it for the Breakers. Barzik right at the edge of the center circle with King. And now Kallman. And a throw for the Spirit now on the far side. Near side of the field, Reynolds. Long ball up the sideline, Ortega racing with King.
Nice
King
speed
wins.
by King there.
Dunn comes over for it. Dunn against Lazo, goes right by her. Dunn with the right-footed shot and the save by Nair. Comes all the way out to Ortega. Serves it to the far post. And out of bounds it goes. Goal kick for the Breakers, and Alyssa Nair doing it again.
Please join us after the conclusion of tonight's match in Monograph Valley to get autographs from both teams.
But you have that feeling, Catherine, that the Spirit are very close to tying this one up with the way the offense has been going.
Yeah, and there's a perfect example why she's been Player of the Week 4 times this season. She's not afraid to use her speed, use her body, and she has a rocket shot too. That was another close chance for Washington. They're desperate to try and tie things up here.
Reynolds across the half. McCaffrey after her. Deflects it out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Spirit. 66th minute of play. And then we're going to make Reynolds do this again as she crept up a bit. See the referee, Danielle Chesky. Towards Ortega. Lazo stepped in front. There's Dunn as well. Still Washington possession. Quick throw. Backheeled. And now Reynolds sends it towards the top of the box. Pathman seals off That was Matheson there, the goal scorer for the Spirit, as Alyssa Nair now waits to pick it up. Bouncing around, Barzik with the header over the line. Barzik will do it again. Now McCaffrey will run onto it, has Simon and Ezerique to her left. Out of bounds it goes, back to Washington though. Breakers side calling for a foul. Christine Nairn with the left foot sends it to the far side. Have to backtrack a bit there to pick it up. Long ball down the middle, done. Nair coming out over the end line, and that's going to be a goal kick.
Well, both sides definitely keeping things exciting in the second half. Another close chance for Washington. Nair comes up for Boston.
Scary sight when Crystal Dunn gets open like that, just for that
All she needed to
little
do
bit
was
of
a
time.
little chip, yeah.
Yep.
Chips it a little too far, though. So Boston continues their 2-1 lead tonight in the second half.
Oyster taking it a long way from her position now. Feeding it through, trying to get to Dunn, and Lazo, a good slide there to knock it away. Saw Lazo get beat earlier by Dunn, and
Yeah, Dunn
this time
has
make the play.
quick burst of speed, to say the least. Does a good job of just taking one toucher on her defender and just...
Although it went over the end line here,
Oh,
so
okay,
you see
yeah.
a corner kick coming from Christine Nairn. Washington looking for the equalizer. Headed out from the box. At the top, Dunn. Had two bodies around her. Couldn't get a shot off. Now Ezerique out front. It's 2-on-2. McCaffrey into the area. Has it knocked away, and then the foul goes on McCaffrey trying to battle back for the ball.
Say a good back and forth battle there, though.
Hashtag Breakers TV. We have Amy checking in, saying although she's a Spirit fan, she's also a goalkeeper. The saves by Alyssa Nair here today. A lot of people on hashtag Breakers TV talking about the play of Alyssa Nair, especially here in the second half. Robbing Crystal Dunn a time or two.
Sorry? She'll be over in a minute. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Estelle Johnson on it for the Spirit. Diana Matheson, the goal for Washington in the 49th minute, has got them on the board. 12th minute, Julie King. 18th minute, Kaya Simon. That's your scoring so far today. I have a feeling we might see another one, either side, with the way the game has been going. It's Maddie Evans. We'll be seeing her first time on the field here tonight in just a few moments. And the game played at Washington earlier this year. She had her first career goal, tied the game up, an eventual 1-1 draw. Ball bounding down towards Ortega in the corner. Lazo goes after her. Ortega for Dunn. Dunn leaves it back for Nairn. Takes the shot, and Nair the save. Nair the save on Nairn. Not to confuse anybody. And that will go out for a Boston throw. And it looks like we'll have the sub now, Maddie Evans. She played collegiately at Penn State. One of many players from Penn State on these two rosters.
Yeah, coming off as her former teammate, Katie Schepfer, also went to Penn State.
Alyssa Nair in goal, a Penn State product as well for the Breakers. '72nd minute now. We're getting around that time period where the Spirit defense, they lock up, have not allowed a goal 75th minute or later this year, and they will need that sort of effort here if they want to come away with a win, or at the very least a draw. Spirit have points in 8 of their last 10 games, 5 wins, 3 draws. Just one win on the road this year. Back heel Ortega to the overlapping Reynolds, and Nair will grab that one with two white uniforms coming down towards her. McCaffrey tripped up. The foul goes on Ortega. She doesn't believe it at all. Palms to the sky. Breakers have one more substitution available, and looks as if Bia is getting ready on the sideline right now to come on. He's not yet checked in.
And Maddie Evans, the previous goal scorer for Boston against Washington last game, has subbed in. I'm surprised we haven't seen Amanda DaCosta for Washington come in yet, who scored the goal for Washington last game in the 1-1 draw. But yeah, it looks like Boston will be using all of their subs tonight so far.
Dunn against King. And then King trying to save it from being a corner kick. It will be a throw for Washington. And that one went over the line, out of bounds.
Keep the press on! Keep the press on!
So the Breakers take over possession in the 74th minute. As Enrique against Johnson at the halfway line. Trying to then get by her as well as Reynolds. Can't do it. So Reynolds will throw it in. Ortega had a bounce up over her head. Lazo steps up to take it. As Enrique for McCaffrey. McCaffrey switching back towards midfield, and Lazo couldn't control it. Nairn will switch it to the far side. And it's intercepted by Pathman.
Nice read by Pathman there to break that up.
Barzik, quick one touch with Mewis there. Now Pathman up the sideline trying to connect with Simon. Taken back by the Spirit. Trying to get by King. From behind, the defense by Evans. King bumping with Dunn. McCaffrey with Reynolds against her. Gets knocked down to one knee, and Reynolds will be called for the foul. Referee, at least saying 3 on her, talking about Catherine Reynolds.
Yeah.
In terms of
past
third
3 fouls, yeah. Just trying to calm things down, not let it get out of hand.
So we have entered now the 76th minute.
So this is where Washington's defense shines through. Hasn't let up a goal in these yet this season. Boston obviously is going to try and change that and give themselves a more comfortable 3-1 lead, while Washington tries to tie it up at 2.
And for Washington, you've kept it scoreless for Boston since the 18th minute. And this one here tonight. Long, gonna get to it. Can't do it. Reynolds was there defensively, and Weiss came out to knock it away. Simon keeps it moving forward for the Breakers. Simon, left-footed shot is blocked down. Oyster up ahead through the center circle, missing with Krieger. Lazo taps it back for Barzik. Barzik with Mewis. And now Pathman. And will work it back. Take some time off the clock. We're at the 2-1 lead in the 77th minute.
Yep, slow things down, just trying to get their shape back. Keep possession. See if they can wind down the clock a little bit. I mean, it's a little early to do that, but...
Yeah, if past history is anything for the Breakers, they want to keep the pedal on the floor. The foot on the pedal all the way down to the floor. Keep things going.
Sure.
And pick up 3 points here today with virtually nothing to lose in the sense that they're at the bottom of the table right now. They would need a bit of a miracle to work their way to the top 4. So at this point, really trying to be a spoiler. And they could potentially be eliminated if they were to lose today from the playoffs officially.
Yep. And with the Kansas City win over the Flash, I believe would have to happen as well.
The Breakers at the very least trying to avoid that fate
Yes.
and keep hope alive.
There is still hope, that's for sure.
Nairn. Now Krieger. Evans on her. Krieger out wide. Chipped into the box. Dunn went up for a header. It was too high. Ortega the volley. Over the crossbar it goes. And Bia will be coming on now for the Breakers.
So
Final substitute for
sorry.
Boston.
So definitely more chances for Washington on goal in the second half here, but Nair's keeping Boston alive, and Washington's just hitting it over the crossbar wide a little bit.
Bia comes on.
And Maddie Evans right outside back now, where we've seen her the past couple games. They've been
Ezerike and Salem, some pushing and shoving, getting caught up in each other, and the referee has to step in. And Ezerike not happy with whatever is here. A card to Ezerike, and so Ezerike losing her cool a bit against Angela Salem, picks up a yellow card.
not too often you see pushing and shoving like that in this league, but yeah, she's the only one that gets a card on that play.
Sometimes it's the retaliation that draws a call. See it in all sports. Don't know if that's the case exactly there. We caught on to it late, but
I can't talk. I got a lot of yellow cards in my time.
drop back for Nairn. And goes down against Kaya Simon. Gets right back up on it, though, and then Simon tripped her up. And that might be a card. It's probably a card. Definitely a card. Just the way the game is going.
Yeah, both benches not happy these last couple of minutes how the calls have been going, but you know, a little bit out of frustration, a little bit of your teammates just trying to get a spark started for your team.
A lot of crosstalk going on now with the officials and the coaches.
Yeah.
Things getting a bit testy in the 80th minute. And now a big opportunity. Christine Nairn with this free kick. Could curl one into the right side of the box and set up somebody. Trying to do just that. And Nair punches it away. Chipped back in. And then Nair grabs it in the 6. The Spirit will make their final sub when they can. Haley Rasso will be coming on in a moment, appearing in her 5th game.
Fans rallying behind their team, starting a Boston Breakers chant here, and a sold-out crowd again in the home finale for Boston. They're trying to give their fans a win tonight and hang on to this 2-1 lead with just about 10 minutes left in regulation.
Trying to win that one. It gets taken down by Oyster. So here comes Rasso. Is she coming on or not? Catherine Reynolds coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Substitution for Washington in the 81st minute. Entering the match is number 20, Haley Rasso.
Rasso, another Australian native.
Just 20 years old.
Yep.
Weiss will pick it up along the end line.
Tensions are still high right now.
Spirit still looking for that equalizer. They scored in the 49th minute. Diana Matheson. Ortega heading back towards the middle of the field by Simon. Will take the shot. Scooped up at the post by Nair. That's not a ball that Nair will have too much trouble with. Evans clears it far up the sideline. Our sellout crowd here tonight, 4,137 on hand at Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium. Just a couple hundred less than what we had a week ago against Seattle. Just a couple hundred.
Another great showing. We have an offsides call here.
We thank everybody that's in attendance at this game who might be now watching the game on replay. We thank you for showing up for the home finale. And for those of you watching live right now, we thank you as well. Again, record numbers tuning in to a Boston Breakers broadcast here tonight. Ortega, middle of the field, Matheson. Matheson traverses around Mewis. Rosso into the box. It's onside, trying to get it to Dunn. Rosso back on it. Rosso with the left foot to the far side, read by Evans. Evans will move it upfield. Being smart with it. Now it's Simon. Stops in the center circle. Waits for some teammates to join the play and for Evans to track back to her right back position. Bia, along with Evans and Enrique, have come on as substitutes here in the second half for the Breakers. As we've entered the 80.
That's a great read from Evans, trying to get things going, but slowing down, realizing time management's a little more important here.
Matheson has it taken away, took it in too far.
Washington responds right away. Now here's Simon with the ball.
Breakers trying to snap a franchise worst 9-game winless streak. Ortega in the box. Drops it back. A shot is blocked by Pathman. And that will go out of bounds. So we got a 9-game winless streak for the Breakers. A franchise worst, trying to snap that here today with a win. Be a first win since May the 30th.
We thank you for all the support you showed us in the 2015 season.
At least 6 minutes left for the Breakers to hold on to this lead. Nothing has come easy for the Breakers, even games that they have won over the last couple of years. As McCaffrey has been tripped up here along the near sideline by Salem. And
she's looking for someone to get a card, but I don't think that will happen. She's had a few fouls against or on her right now in this half. She's battling though. Or was there a card given there?
didn't see a card taken out. Maybe. Oh, there was.
Oh, yeah.
So Salem
did
get the yellow. At the top of the box, Oyster went up for the header. And that'll roll out of bounds on the sideline for a Breakers throw. As Enrique in the corner. Used her big frame to spin towards the box. Got tripped up. And the foul just outside of the box there.
So here's a good opportunity for Boston to try and make this 3-1 with the last few minutes winding down here tonight. Looks like Mewis is over there with McCaffrey. I wouldn't be surprised if Mewis just tries to take a shot on goal, but that's the key. It needs to be a shot on goal, at least to give Boston a chance if there's a rebound.
We've seen Mewis put shots on goal from strange angles. Mewis with the left foot drives it low, headed up in the air by Oyster. It's coming down in the 6th, bobbled around. Simon trying to kick it home. It goes in the net, but the whistle sounded before. I think we have a foul on Simon because that kick.
I think it might have been a handball. She kind of cradled it a little bit in her arms there.
The kick maybe went up high as well. No goal. Crowd here just getting wind of that. That ball was up there for a long time, and Weiss had it and lost it
Yeah, she did
momentarily.
lose it, but I think she lost it into Simon's arms.
87th minute. Breakers 2 goals in the first half. Spirit with a goal in the 49th minute. Mewis galloping forward. Wide for Ezerique. Ezerique to the ground again. Ezerique has only been on the field for about 10 minutes in terms of playing, but she's been on the field literally for a lot of this game that she's been out there for, hitting the ground. Spirit still with at least 3 more minutes. Try to tie this thing up. And Dunn got tripped up going after it, just kind of sideswiped. You better than letting her get onto the ball and try to create something.
So now Washington finds himself in a similar situation to the free kick Boston just had. That was a goal that was called back. See what they decide to do here. 2 breakers in the wall.
Low, driven low there. Punched away by Nair initially, and then Mewis dribbles out.
Just kicks that out of bounds, wants to get it out of the box.
And Nair didn't completely clear it out there with that punch. Luckily, Mewis was there for the breakers. Shot, and right to Nair at the post. Well, Nair had 3 saves at halftime.
Probably she had 3 saves in that one.
She had 3
one
saves
goal.
potentially in one sequence.
Yeah.
Near the double figure mark in terms of saves.
A much different dynamic game from the last meeting where it was a 1-1 draw. Washington ended the game with 16 shots to Boston's just 8, but at halftime Washington only led 7-6 in shots, and obviously Boston's leading tonight 2-1. So much different game dynamic here tonight.
McCaffrey shielded off along the end line, gets back to it, tiptoes, and she was still in for a bit there.
Play until you hear the whistle. Oh.
Yep. And now
here
she's
it
going to
is.
get a card for knocking the ball away.
Yeah.
Well, the referee is not taking much now after what's occurred in the later stages of this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A yellow card caution was been issued by the referee to Boston's number 9, Stephanie McCaffrey, in the 90th minute.
Quite a few yellow cards given out tonight. But makes for an exciting match for the fans here and the fans watching at home to watch. Exciting game, I think, from start to finish for Boston's home finale. We'll see if they can secure a win in the last 30 seconds of regulation. We'll see how much stoppage time.
Dunn, It's done for the tie, and she curls it wide.
Another close chance for Washington the second half here.
In the 90th minute, in the final seconds of regulation,
See another
Crystal
look at
Dunn.
that. Oof.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The fourth official has indicated the referee.
She wants to have that shot back. Pretty much wide open far post there, but
Well, she knows how fine she has to be with the
Right.
shots, with the way Nair has been stopping her
Definitely.
attempts and try to just pick that corner. But she had a little bit more room than she probably anticipated. We're in stoppage time here. Extra time in the second half. Did not catch the number that went up. 4 minutes.
probably with all the cards and fouls given
Cards
this
and we'll go 1 goal and some substitutions.
injury or two.
4 minutes of extra time.
So not what Boston was hoping it was, but Washington gets 4 minutes now to try and tie things up.
Krieger with the space, comes over the halfway line, feeds it to Dunn. Dunn's had plenty of chances, has not scored yet today. Evans tried to slide it and tackle it away. Dunn with the cross comes free. Pathman gets it out of the box as Rasso was going after it. Matheson settles it in a shot picked up by Nair. Matheson has the Washington goal back in the 49th minute. Just about a minute into the extra time, slated for 4. Breakers trying to keep the 2-0 lead that they had at halftime, the 2-0 lead they had in the 18th minute, trying to hold on to it. Right now the game winner would go to Kaya Simon with that goal in the 18th minute. Spirit now a chance. They score here in the final minutes. Stoppage time. But, a classic steal of a point potentially. Although they've played well enough for 3 points, as have the Breakers. Matheson gives to Krieger up the sideline. Dunn quickly turns towards the box, switches to her left foot. The cross in the middle, cleared away by Pathman. So quick, Crystal Dunn. I can't even keep up with it. My eyes can't keep up with it.
Fun to watch. She beat 5 players last game in her hat trick.
Served back in, and Nair lets it go out of bounds. Smart
Might have
move.
beat almost 4 or 5 Breakers players there, but she's just relentless, playing like she just started the game with that much energy.
Yeah.
It's when we're in stoppage time after 90 minutes, it's just really impressive. She's fun to watch.
By my unofficial clock, less than 2 minutes remaining in the extra time. And I stress unofficial, 'cause I'm always late to start the clock. Nairn trying to win it against Simon. She does. Gets it to Matheson. Good step up by King. Second attempt, able to get it ahead. McCann. You hear Ashley Phillips, assistant coach for the Breakers, yelling out, just play it forward, clear it ahead. Now the Spirit back in the attacking third. Krieger for Dunn, turns to her right. Leaves it off Nairn, lost it off her left foot. Spirit keep it going though.
Breakers obviously have most of their players back.
Rasso serves it in. And now Mewis will take that advice and with the left foot drive it all the way down the sideline.
We have a goalie taking a throw in.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Weiss has come all the way up. Well, we've seen a goalie score a goal this year.
Yep.
Betos for Portland. Dunn battling along with King. Bouncing around Matheson, coming over to grab it is Evans. And by grab it, I mean with her foot, of course, and the final whistle will sound here. The Breakers, 9-game winless streak, and pick up 3 points for the first time since May the 30th. And there's Alyssa Nair.
You can see the relief on her face. She finally got
First
the win
time the
she
Breakers
deserves.
have won
Yep.
since she's come back from the World Cup.
Smiles on everyone's faces. That's a good win. Last home game for Boston. Put on a show for their fans. It was an exciting game from start to finish, both sides with some good chances, and Boston comes away with the win.
4,137, an over-capacity crowd, sellout crowd here at Soldiers Field Soccer Stadium, and they see the Breakers win over Washington 2-1. Kaya Simon's 18th minute goal stands up as the game winner, and Alyssa Nair, though, in goal. By far, has to be considered the player of the game in this one, and the saves that she made, specifically on Crystal Dunn.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throughout the game today, proving why she is a goalkeeper for the U.S. women's national team. As the Breakers able to pick up the victory tonight. So here they're talking with Allie Krieger. Alyssa Nair, the steward MVP of our final home game, our final home Boston Breakers broadcast of the season. And there with Ashlyn Harris as well, who was slated to start the game today but scratched late due to an illness. A pair of ones on the field for their club team, and of course teammates on the national team. So Julie King got the scoring started in the 12th minute of this one, her second goal of the season and her third of her career. And then it was just about 6 minutes later that Kaya Simon in the 18th minute was able to put home what eventually became the game winner in this one. Diana Matheson scoring the lone Washington goal in the 49th minute. And that was all Washington could get. The Breakers will finish off their home season with a 4-5 record, and we'll play the final 3 games of the season on the road. Well, Catherine, our final broadcast of the 2015 season here today, and another good time, just as last year was.
Great time.
And for this Breakers team, hoping to see them finish off strong.
Definitely.
On the road. And again, they have a few weeks off now. Chance to enjoy this victory and play at Kansas City on August the 22nd, then Seattle and Houston to wrap up the season. And for the time being, we'll stay alive in the playoff battle, but they'll need a lot of help. So down the stretch here, it might be a chance for this Breakers team to play a spoilers for some teams for a top 4 spot. I want to thank everybody that tweeted in tonight using the hashtag BreakersTV and everybody that did throughout the season.
Thank you.
I don't have official numbers on our Twitter, but I'm going to guess a record high in tweets today. We had a record high in viewers on the broadcast, and we had another sellout crowd here in Boston. And we thank everybody, all the NWSL fans, all the Breakers fans, all the Spirit fans for tuning in here tonight as well. Once again, your final score, the Boston Breakers 2, the Washington Spirit 1. For my broadcast partner, Catherine Donnelly, our crew here tonight and all season long, we thank you for tuning in to Boston Breakers Soccer in 2015. And we hope to be talking to you again in the spring of 2016 for more NWSL soccer here in Boston. Until then, good night. Enjoy of your weekend. And again, supporting the Breakers and the NWSL. Good night, everybody.